Hello, Marie, it's MicheleMarieDalene. It is the 2nd of October, and I'm sorry I haven't done a video or blog lately. I've been kind of busy with other projects, and including getting ready to come up with a demo for you all. Well, part of the demo hasn't come yet, and that's the keyboard for Kodi. So I've been using my other USB keyboard for Kodi, and the most important thing I discovered is this Kodi works fine without a mouse. You can just use a keyboard, or you can use a mouse. I can also use third-party remote control features as well. And if your computer has a touchscreen, such as a tablet, it supports tablets as well. So I didn't get a chance to go through my ear pressure. Okay. Anyway, I was gonna say is the demo. I'm gonna do that when the keyboard comes. I did test it, as I said, with a couple other ways to use Kodi, and I found it absolutely positively amazing to be able to watch television shows and movies and stuff from all over the world. It has made my life as a person who enjoys TV show technology a wonderful thing. And so I'm going to do a complete Kodi demo along with a keyboard demo, because I think it'll be interesting to show you. Now, the video clip I shot a couple days ago showing you how we can interface Kodi to my TV is still going to be added to it. Why not? It already exists. It's already in the can, and I don't have to reshoot it again. Except, of course, I did realize I mentioned that I had the wrong version Kodi mentioned. I mentioned Kodi 16.2. Right now on my Raspberry Pi, I have 16.1 installed, not 16.2, which has not yet been released in the first place. It came originally with 15.2. I went to an independent site and got the Kodi 16.1 for Raspberry Pi, and it was good. Now, here's the question: is a Raspberry Pi for the PowerPC Mac? Well, actually, I did some research into that. There is some pre-compiled binaries for the PowerPC Mac, but they only go up to version 11. So, if you want anything newer than that, you're going to have to look into alternatives. So, it may be possible to compile Kodi 16.1 on a Power Mac G5, but I don't know where would it start to do such a thing. I upgraded my desktop to the same version of Debian, which is Jessie, as on the Raspberry Pi, and unfortunately, it kind of did it wrong. The upgrade went fine, but the problem happened was that Yaboot didn't use the same open firmware decoding schema, and absolutely positively did not work very well. So that means I couldn't go ahead and do system upgrades because with the kernel images, because the open firmware boot is a completely different file upgrade version. There also was issues about the way I get the ATI video card to work versus Wheezy, which was a problem because now my ATI video card in my PowerMac G5 does not go into the browser anymore, which I think was, a pretty big disappointment. However, I'll be honest, I don't really use the PowerPC. I don't use the Linux and the PowerPC too much. I rarely ever go into it. In fact, it just takes a very small amount of hard drive space. The partitions are still there, but they're like really small. On the main hard drive, they're like 7 gigabytes, and then a second hard drive, which is on the where the movies is stored, it's a 40 gigabyte partition. I could probably shrink that down and remove it and make the other partition bigger. But I don't really want to mess up my existing working computer right now. But to say is that, yes, you can indeed have, some people asked me long ago why they can't get their ATI video cards in their PowerPC Macs working out of the box. It's because the generic instructions for Debian it's designed to try to focus on all platforms, and the individual platform specifics, unfortunately, kind of got left to somebody else to do, and that led to all kinds of headaches for people who are trying to use X11 out of the box. It's just that reason. It doesn't always work out too well. So anyway, let's get back to the main topic. So how I've been watching Kodi, I've been watching TV shows from England, from the BBC 1 through 4. Yes, I get all 4 now. ITV 1 through 4, I get Channel 4 and Channel 5 from England. I can sometimes get American TV programs on some channels. Oh, yes. Give me a Mr. Wet Cat. I gave him a shower today. Oh, my God, you're heavy. Yeah. He's all wet because he's got clean. I cleaned his fur. I used to flea shampoo on him to treat his backside because he was kind of sticky and grubby, and he really kind of wanted to. He didn't mind it too much. Fame does not necessarily mind getting in the tub, but he, unlike Rusty, he kind of is a little more comfortable with water, especially depending on who is doing his shower. If it's a person he trusts, it's very little problems. If it's a person that he doesn't trust, well, then he'll give you headaches. And he's got some very short claws, and so, yes, he will hurt you if he doesn't like you. Right? Right? You would hurt people? Not on purpose, but... Oh. How's his ear? Well, that's one place I didn't spray. I didn't do his head because, I talked to the vet about his ear some time ago, and she said the most important thing you gotta do is just keep an eye on it. Clearly, you don't want to get water in his ear, because water will only exacerbate the problem and give him swimmer's ear. You don't want swimmer's ear. The thing in his ear is called a polyp. It's not... He said it's not really that bad. His vet tech agreed with me. It's just that it's kind of like you would see sometimes with like with an aneurysm or something with blood vessels. So same thing. Sometimes things go wrong and then they inflate with fluid. In this case, it looks like a blood blister, and that's because there's something in his skin that was kind of weak at that point. He said, I could professionally fix it, but it's going to cost me about $400 US to have him pick him up, go and bring him in for a quick operation and the clinic, and then bring him back the next day. But he said to me at this point I talked to him in July, and I never mentioned that. I should have mentioned that this good old cat has been here a long time, and he's doing pretty good. And it was good to get you shampooed up, because you know why? Help remove some of the extra fur sheddings. He's getting ready for winter. He's kind of funny that way, because Fame in the wintertime has very little fur, and in the summertime he gets this thick, heavy coat. And I swear he'll probably be better in Australia, because right now they're having their summer, and he's got and then of course when they have their winter, he can get that big thick fur coat and be all set to go. And it's now. Oh, I'm just trying to detangle this. I hate when this gets tangled up like that. I was talking to another person who is. You're gonna get all mixed up. I see that. Did you put the thing on right? I think you did. Oh, okay. Anyway, this keep going on the news. Keep talking. I will. Anyway, I talked to some people who were thinking about volunteering for the studio, and we talked to one girl, and she sounded like she wanted to do it, but she kind of got sidetracked with other things. Dawn Galati was going to be a partner, and she chose not to become a partner, so that kind of is sad. I really could use volunteers because we're running out of ideas, honestly. And we're in the old studio today because, this is kind of an informal chat. I don't really need to go in the fancy studio for informal chat because this is kind of a nice informal place. I can talk to you, and it feels like I'm talking to a friend on the couch, or sitting on over where you're sitting on, where the camera is, and still, I still think it's really nice to be able to, have the option to have both rooms to do things. So for the coming next few days, we might have. I'm going to try to work with getting some volunteers in here, and so we can get some help with studio work and things. And the other thing is that there's so many things going on right now in technology. I gotta admit, let's talk about the Kodi, for his social impact of Kodi. And also what's going on in the UK regarding what they call loaded Android TV boxes with Kodi, with all the goodies added on. There's a case in the royal court in England. I think it's in Hampshire, but I'm not sure. Regarding this, a UK seller selling these boxes loaded with Kodi and all kinds of video sites, audio sites, and everything. Some of them really kind of what we call gray market, but I know what they're talking about because I got several of them on mine I installed. And the one of the things has to do with the copyright laws, especially things like the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which is that some companies, for example, the BBC. Let me use this example. The BBC does not license its channels to be viewed outside of the United States. Nor will the ABC, CBS, NBC, and PBS here in the United States do. So when you're watching these channels, technically you're in violation of the terms and service for the channels that you're watching. The difference is that you didn't actually package the encoding. Somebody else did. Okay, so what the case in England is on is did the seller violate the terms and service of the European copyright laws, or did he not violate the terms and service copyright laws? I'd say it depends on, did he install this software or was it installed by his supplier? If it's installed by his supplier, he could be held as an accessory because he knew if it violates EU and UK laws, but I don't know. It's one of those strange things. What I'd like to suggest is a solution to everybody. First of all, to all the different channels that are so much worried about people watching the programs outside of your regions, why don't you offer options for people to buy the package with the channels outside of your region, so that way you can make some money. And in other words, let's say, for example, I know they have a TV license in the UK. I'm going to use this example. What is it? It's like $20 a month US. It's like, so why doesn't the BBC say, Okay, Michelle, you want to watch your channel? It's fine. You have to mail them a check each month to our headquarters in the BBC in London for the amount payable for about £20. Okay, fine. That'll be about $25 US or something like that. All right, what's so big about that? I mean, it's not a bad deal. First of all, there's a lot of good programs on the BBC. I mean, I watched a couple of them. I saw a very interesting game show. I'd never seen one like this one in the U.S. before. And those questions were tough. I couldn't even answer 1/4 of them. For example, it was like a Scrabble game, and you had to come up with the answer to one of the names of one of the members of Margaret Thatcher's first parliament. I'm like, I scratched my head and went, Margaret Thatcher's first parliament? Huh. Gee, I don't know. I don't know anything about the UK as far as that kind of stuff. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. If you ever going to go for the British citizenship, you got to know that kind of stuff. You got to know that kind of trivia because it could show up on your exam. I'm serious. When US exams aren't like that. I mean, could you imagine them saying at what year did the New York Mets win the World Series? Actually, it was a couple times, wasn't it? And then, of course, do you know what the Green Monster is? Which time about the wall is Fenway Park? Those are the kind of questions are on the UK Home Office exam. I couldn't. What? That means you have to be so well-rounded. You have to know all the answers. If you get a perfect score, you're going to take. I mean, you can take the exam again a couple times, but still, it's just really hard. But that's where I wanted the BBC package, just because that way I could actually start to watch and pick up some learning from the BBC, from the UK, so I could actually decide to defect from the United States, especially if Hillary Clinton wins, because I need to be able to at least be able to go into the BBC and say, to the Home Office in England and say, hey, I need to get a visa. And that's a paperwork nightmare to do all by itself, mind you. I gotta tell you that. I never saw how much paperwork is involved to legally immigrate into a country. It's going to be a real challenge for Donald Trump, by the way, to get a lot of illegal immigrants, a lot of immigrants from foreign countries that want to come here through the proper channels. The exam, it is an exam, because there's a medical exam, I'm sure, too. The paperwork is astronomical. It's not like, okay, you write a letter of intention to the consulate of, in my case, the UK. Say, I'm going to go into the UK. My name is MicheleMarieDalene. Here's my American citizenship paperwork. Here's my passport. Here's my birth certificate. Blah, 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 blah. That's only part of the paperwork you got to fill out. And then you got to do the rest of the paperwork, which is, they want your bank statement. They want to know how much money you got in your bank. They want to know, do you need a work visa? It's like 5 or 6 visas. I'm like, wow. Do you want to go for a small enterprise, entrepreneurial visa? Do you want to go for, are you going to be working for another company? Do you want to go for an ancestral visa? First of all, I don't have any ancestors in the UK. My ancestors are in Norway and Italy. But Norway is so expensive that I don't even want to go to Norway. I mean, it's beautiful, it's cold, it's freezing in the winter, but the cost of living in Norway is so high that it becomes almost unbelievably expensive to think of. To going to go to Norway, how expensive food and housing is. It's scary as hell. But same thing in Italy. Oh, wow. While we're speaking of the EU, I might as well bring this up. I know it's been brought up on the news, on Russian television. I think Fox News brought it up too. Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK, has said that by April, or by late March, she said that she's going to activate Article 50 of the Lesbian Treaty, which is going to allow them to begin the process of breaking away, okay? It could take up to 2 years to get everything nailed together. you could do longer if unanimous consent of all the EU countries say fine. If that's the case, then if they say no dice, well, nice knowing you, pal. But they already are wanting to leave anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Marine Le Pen of the French Right Front is also planning to do her own Frexit. Yes, my good old friend Marine Le Pen. I'm just gonna screw you up. Yay! Oh, actually, me and Marine Le Pen really do think alike a lot. Like, especially if I was, from what I know the backstory of what the part of France that she represents, they definitely are just like America. They are screwed big time because all of the immigrants, these are legal immigrants that the EU is pushing down their throat. And it's coming to France and it's taking French jobs along with regulations, French regulations in the French industry. It's hurting France. And so, just like Donald Trump, she's saying is, we got to fix this problem. She's getting ready to run for the elections coming for presidential elections for France. She wants to run against Holland. Holland is also going. Her father is also running against her. Ooh, boy, talk about anti-nepotism, right? First of all, Mr. Le Pen and his daughter are not exactly cut from the same cloth. They're both are advocates for French independence. Okay, but the way they do things is a little different. So, her father has a different agenda than she does. But no matter what, she is really, really outspoken, and she has managed to convince and express her opinion openly to the EU, and the EU is kind of went yeah, so what, big deal. It is a big deal because it's just like what's going on here in the United States. We have a large majority of American people that have been ignored by the powers that be. That they have been told to basically sit down, shut up, drink your Kool-Aid, and fuck off, right? Oh, that's just wonderful. Donald Trump, however, is like the Marine Le Pen, or more like Mr. Nigel Farage. He's going out there, he's kind of energizing those people in a positive way through peaceful means that we can take this country back. And I'm all for it. We need to return America to the Americans. The ones who are born, raised, and through proper legal immigration, which I know is a pain in the ass, trust me. You guys have the right to have your sovereign country. Okay? So, whereas Hillary Rotten Clinton has no ability at all to govern this country. Only thing she wants to do is strip their jobs away and basically sell favors to her crony friends, and while she's in the Oval Office, and more regulations to choke out your businesses and cause more and more people to become poor. I don't understand the mentality of that because, first of all, okay, I'll tell you why. One, yes, she wants to make her crony friends happy by making them rich, right? Great. Okay, I understand that. Well, one of the ways that she wants crony friends to be rich is to have the lowest common denominators making the stuff to sell to other countries, such as China and Korea, making stuff for Americans to buy. But if Americans don't have jobs, they can't buy the stuff, can they? No, they can't. See, that doesn't work out. She wants to give away free money to pay your bills. That's great. But the sad truth is at the same time increasing violence and increasing criminal activity and increasing drug dealings, and it's not the solution. That really isn't any solution. I know, we got way off the subject of Kodi, and I'm sorry. I mean, this is just politics is always getting you all worked up. But I will say, from what I've been seeing on the Kodi regarding all the stuff, is that's a whole nother political kettle of fish altogether. And I'm just going to touch on that real quick. One problem I have found when you have your finger in the pulse of the world and you have access to all these channels is you don't fucking move. You sit there and you become a digital zombie. You know, it's worse than when you just have the 4-5 basic channels in the United States. Now you got millions of channels and millions of movies and millions of TV shows. And you start sitting there and your eyes glaze over and you don't want to do shit. And you're sitting there and you're going, where's my cookies? Where's my cupcakes? Where's my ice cream? And all of a sudden you're putting on pounds. It's like a big sausage. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. And that's what I said last night. I said, damn, this thing is dangerous. Because it's so tempting to become everything that I don't want to be. I do want to be informed, but I don't want to be a 500-pound monster. Okay? It's just so easy to make that mistake and get crazy. And it's easy to abuse anything. It doesn't even take a TV set to do it. Trust me. Kodi can be used on tablets. It can be used on desktops. It can be used on laptops. It can be used on cell phones. So you don't necessarily need a big 25-inch diagonal CRT to use Kodi. Okay? And that's going to be a fun video explaining how I connected it up to my old 25-inch console, but I will show it to you in the video. Very, very interesting exercise. I must admit, I enjoy being able to watch TV on it, but I need to set limits for myself, for my health, because that's important. Now, of course, it's Sunday, and tomorrow's Saturday, tomorrow's Monday, tomorrow is bill day. And so we're going to work on getting all the bills paid up, and everybody should be paid up, and everybody should be happy. Now, the question that came up originally was, which bill do we pay first? The case manager said, well, don't you think you should pay your credit card bill first? I said, well, but it's not due until the middle of the month. Yeah, but you don't know when the money's going to actually be here. I know what they said it's going to be here. And if the check's late, your credit card's going to fall behind again. Well, I can't help that. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I'm picking one or the other. I don't know. So yeah, we got a lot of things covering to discuss in the near future. The keyboard is already in Franklin, Massachusetts. It will be in Connecticut probably maybe on Monday morning. It will probably be at my hands, and then I will go ahead and set up to do an unboxing demo. Or should I do the unboxing demo first and then give it a couple days, kicking the tires, and then come back and do and add the first segment to the second segment, and then with the Kodi demo? I don't know. I'll have to figure out about that. But for now, I guess this has run long enough, and like I said, we got a lot of things that we covered, and it may not seem like there's any kind of pattern to it, but there is. The most important thing was this Kodi. That's Kodi. It's not Cody, Cody, which if you ever watch Total Drama Island, you know who Cody is. And if you watch Total Drama World Tour, you know who Sierra is. I won't go there. Yes, I got a chance to watch all the Total Drama Islands. All of them. Including some ones I didn't see yet. some new ones. By the way, the Total Drama people are planning on creating a new generation of Total Drama, but I don't know when that's going to be. So, well, I guess for now I'm going to wrap it up at this point, but I want to thank you all for watching, and, oh yes, my eye. I am going to order the eye drops. I was going to possibly do that a little sooner than mid-month, but, you know, I don't know yet. I definitely need those eye drops for my right eye. My left eye is holding its own. It's got problems, but it's holding its own for right now. So if I can get some eye drops, it'll be great. So I'll work on that. So, but for now, the time being, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, whatever, just post them below. I will read them, and I'll get back to you and let you know what's happening. Okay? Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.